So Rob, something a little bit different for you today. New venue. What are you thinking? I brought you somewhere nice, Anna.
Let me tell you, a beautiful venue. I was just talking to a chap who works here, and this is the sort of venue, you know, that I would love to be involved with. You know, like not ram full of carp.
No.
Loads of natural species. You know, your skimmers, perch, your roach, some bream. But then, like, some odd big surprises.
Yeah, there's an odd big surprise in this lake, yeah.
There's some big carp, there's some catfish as well. So, you know, what a fantastic venue to come to, and it's beautiful. You know, with the pegs that we're sitting on here, to look over to the far side and, like, it's quiet, there's a tree line. It looks like an old estate lake.
I'm saying it's as close to a natural venue as a commercial gets, really, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Lee, I'm calling this a natural venue.
Yeah,
to me, you know, from what I've been told, stocking-wise, and how it looks.
Well, it was dug for water irrigation years ago, like a lot of the reservoirs are, so, you know, it's that sort of thing. Well, the challenge today is, I've told you a little bit about the fishing. It's going to be silverfish-based fishing. We're going to be looking to build a catch. Look, 15 pounds a great weight here, like it is on a lot of these places where me and you go fishing a lot. So natural baits are the order of the day. Talk about what your approach might involve and why you've brought these baits.
Well, obviously, you know, when you've talked to me about the stocking of the lake and how the lake fishes, and you know, I'm saying £15, it's a good weight, but it's low weight in comparison to the venues that we visit and we're fishing method feeds and things like that. What I wanted to do was catch everything that's in the venue. I wanted to catch your perch, your roach, your skimmers. I wanted to have bait that I'm going to catch big bream as well. So that's why I've gone for a natural style bait selection. Yep. You know, nothing real complicated about this. We've got some of Willie Worm's finest. We've got a nice big handful of worms.
I noticed you've totally and utterly cleaned these off, Rob. You put them in your wetter, haven't you, and cleaned them off.
Let's talk about this, because whenever we go on a coaching day, this is a really big part of the session for us, preparing your dendrobinas for chopping. What I don't want is any soil in there. Yeah. When I feed some chop worm, I want to be feeding chop worm. I don't want to be feeding soil. When I run the worm juices or whatever I want to do through my ground bait to stodge my ground bait up, maybe we'll do that later on in the session. I don't want to run soil through the ground bait.
I think that's so important.
I want clean worms. So I've cleaned them off as much as I can. I get them on a riddle. I've actually got a pellet wetter mesh bag, and I wash them in the margins, and then you know, even if I see a little bit of soil in the tub, I'm flicking it away all the time. I want those worms as clean as possible. So we've got a nice big, you know, handful of worms in there. There's probably, I don't know, quarter of a kilo, a third of a kilo, something like that. Yeah. We've got some beautiful casters. We've got a couple of pints of casters, and we've got some maggots, which they've come straight out of the bag. Some of them are a little bit comatose, some of them are rigging like mad.
Now.
I'm hoping they're going to come round as the session goes on.
Just talk to me about maggots, because I've noticed me and you are both, I'm not going to say guilty for this, but we both seem to do the same. Red maggots, white fluoro. What is it? What is it about that? Tell me about that.
You know, if I was to fish, I love a fluoro maggot, but I tend to use fluoro pinkies if I'm going to go down that route. Yeah. Because I think 2 fluoro pinkies, 3 fluoro pinkies, that's a lovely little target bait. Yeah. I've not bought those baits today.
It's not a venue for it.
I don't think it's. You know, the water's getting warm now. There's no point doing that sort of thing.
I think from May onwards, it just becomes less and less effective. Yeah.
So I've got in my mind, I want to catch some quality fish. You know, you've told me that there's not some nice chunky roach in here. There's nice sort of hand-sized skimmers. Yeah. Like I say, there's some better bream as well. I want to catch quality fish, and I think with these baits, we've got a chance of catching quality fish whilst also getting bites from smaller fish.
Yeah, of course.
If this turns into today a fish every chuck, and it becomes a numbers game, then I always feel that, you know, don't get me wrong, I'd like to think that I'm reasonably quick at catching numbers of fish, but I always feel that if it's a numbers game, stamp of fish is important as well.
I agree.
So if you can catch 200 fish that are an ounce bigger than the competitor
who catches 250,
you're going to be ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I think with bigger baits, even during a numbers game, you're going to come out on top. Right, ground bait wise, to match the sort of like
it's very unoffensive. Venue. I'm calling it very unoffensive. Yeah,
you know,
you haven't been here before, so you know, you're not going to come with bright yellow, are you?
No, I'm not. And also, because this venue, like a lot of venues, you see some carp anglers. We've got a few carp anglers down the bank today. I think as soon as your venue sees any amount of fish meal or pellets or anything like that, you've got to be thinking a fish meal ground bait. This is just simply a bag of swim stim black. I've mixed it up to, I'd say, a nice damp consistency, but it's still got some spring there when you squeeze it. It's not sitting in a ball of like a ball of clay. It's a nice damp consistency, and then I've pushed it through a maggot riddle, so it's just nice and fine. Like I say, a really simple ground bait, pellet-based mix, non-offensive in colour.
I'm saying
I've got loads of skimmers with this mix, you know, and
it's a nice
I'm
mix.
hoping that's what I'm targeting today.
I'm saying, Rob, that this is a very, this isn't a sort of, when you do this approach, I don't know about you, but I'm not looking at building up a massive bed of ground bait. I'm more using this ground bait as an attractor. I'm going little bits of ground bait to attract a fish, and then my casters, maggots, my worms. That's what I'm going to feed the fish with.
That's the feed. That's the feed.
You're not going to. You've mixed up half a kilo here.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And the beauty of what the beauty of this ground bait is, I know what I can do with it. And I urge anyone that once they find a ground bait mix that they're happy with, use it all the time.
I do exactly the same with F1 Dark. It's exactly the same.
Use it all the time, because I know I'm going to have a tub of water on my side tray, and I can add a bit of water to this if I want to stodge it up. I can make it a little bit sloppy if we want to create a cloud. I can just tap it into a feeder and look, you know,
melt it out.
I can get it so it just holds together.
If
we're fishing for roach, or we want to attract a few roach, do all sorts with that. So, like a really nice, simple, natural venue bait selection. But I think how we're going to put it through the feeder and what we're going to do is going to...
That's where the intricacies come,
There's loads of things we can do with these baits.
I'm really looking forward to having a look at that.
What a wonderful prize package we have for you this time, folks. It's a Guru feeder bundle worth over £2,000. Now, first up, if you're going feeder fishing, you're going to need a seat box, a super stable seat box. This is the Guru ST8 Team Orange seat box, a wonderfully comfortable seat box. It has got that orange colour scheme, which means you're going to stand out on the bank. Super stable, never going to let you down no matter what venue you are fishing. Now onto the rods. If you're going feeder fishing, you're going to need some quality feeder rods. We have got for you some of the best in the business, the Aventus Steve Ringer range of rods. We've got a 10 foot, we've got an 11 foot, and we've got a 12 foot feeder rod for you in this prize package. A rod there, whether you're fishing for small F1s and carp on a commercial, casting a method feeder up against an island, or fishing a wild and windy natural venue for big bream, there's a rod in that range for you. These rods are exceptional quality pieces of kit. Loads of thought has gone into these rods. The blanks are superb. The guides on these rods are absolutely wonderful. The tips on these rods show up the tiniest of indications. You're gonna catch more fish with these rods, end of story. To finish off this amazing prize package, we have got a natural feeder box bundle. In this bundle, there are feeders that's going to help you catch fish on a variety of venues. Cage feeders, window feeders, solid plastic feeders, feeders that a lot of top anglers use themselves. A lot of top anglers catch loads and loads of fish with. Hooks and line are in this bundle as well. So if you're one of those anglers that doesn't like tying up your own hook lengths, there's a range of hook lengths in that package for you. An amazing prize bundle worth over £2,000. If you want a chance of getting your hands on all of this amazing kit, head over to Cutting Edge Comps. There's a link below. I hope this is your lucky day.
I've got my ground bait mix. I've got a bucket behind me with the rest of my ground bait in.
Yeah.
And then I've got our working bowl. There's quite a lot of ground bait in here because I'm expecting reasonably, you know, speedy fishing. I don't want to keep filling this bowl up. And what I would do in this nice big bowl of swim stim is either add a bit of water. I've got some water here in a bait tub.
Yeah.
Just lake water, nothing special about that at all. And I will either add a bit of water to my ground bait to sort of stodge it up, add a bit of cloud, or the consistency. I will add maybe a few maggots, maybe a few casters, and I'll maybe add a bit of worm. I might add all of those baits, but throughout a process of elimination, we'll find what the fish want. And that might be a case of, for 10 minutes, we might catch with a few casters in the ground bait, and then we'll cut the casters out totally. Or we might find that maggots work for a little bit, but we can end up catching on worms and we'll cut the maggots out. Or,
well, yeah, you know, we can look at those.
We're going to suck it and see.
Those intricacies are interesting. So